Oh, don't worry, buddy. I was just thinking about what Evie said. Thanks, bud. I love you too. Well, welcome back, everybody. I believe today we're going to be looking at Yooka Laylee, based on what I'm wearing. Where do these shirts come from anyway, Scooter? Huh. Well, wherever they come from, I like them. Oh, right, yes. The game. Let's talk about that, shall we? So, Nintendo fans from the 90s were probably familiar with the company Rare. They made the Donkey Kong Country series, GoldenEye, Diddy Kong Racing, and of course, Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie in particular is what we need to talk about right now. See, it took the 3D platformer setup of Super Mario 64 and expanded upon it. They fixed some of the issues and flaws and put their own twist on it with the buddy mechanic. Banjo the Bear and Kazooie the Breagle each had moves that they brought forward to use to find all the jiggies in a level. It was a lot of fun and a major stepping stone for 3D platformers. 2 years later, a sequel called Banjo-Tooie came out. It was sort of more the same, but a lot bigger, with larger areas and more things to collect. Maybe too large of areas and too many things to collect. Both Banjo-Tooie and Donkey Kong 64 made the critical mistake of adding too much. See, collectathon platformers need a balance. If you have too many things or too large of areas, then it becomes a chore to play through to completion. And while I still love both games, they definitely fell into that trap. Honestly, I still haven't even 100%ed either game before. Well, Rare had enough of 3D collectathon platformers after that, it seemed, and the next major Banjo game released after that was Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. This game isn't technically bad, but it wasn't what anyone wanted from a third Banjo game. Collecting and platforming was almost an afterthought as the focus was shifted to vehicle construction and modification. I don't hate this game, I swear. I just don't really like it either. After this, we all kind of gave up on there ever being a traditional Banjo-Kazooie game ever again. Especially after the old guard that made those games left Rare and formed their own studio called Playtonic. And then this happened. Yooka Laylee was started as a Kickstarter in 2015 and finally released in 2017 for the PS4, Xbox One, and computers. A Switch release eventually followed as well. It was marketed as a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, featuring two animal characters using moves together in a 3D collectathon platformer, much like Banjo and Kazooie did. Like I said last time, I actually did give to this campaign back in 2015. Twice, in fact, under both mine and my brother's names. We're even in the credits somewhere. My parents are now realizing why I had such money troubles back in 2015, and they're not happy at all, I'm sure. So our heroes, Yooka the Chameleon and Laylee the Bat, are living in some old shipwrecked treehouse when they find out their book has been stolen by the villainous Capital B, an evil businessman that wants to use a magic book to take over the world. Our heroes rush into the offices to stop Capital B and to find their book. Wait, this game is all about trying to rescue a kidnapped book? What is this, a Between the Lions sketch? Well, along the journey, the pair meet a lot of memorable characters like Dr. Quack, Dr. Puzz, Shovel Knight for some reason, and Trouser the Snake. How is the rating for this game lower than A Hat in Time? And honestly, despite the absolute bare-bones story and basic presentation, this game has a lot of charm, particularly because of its writing. Simply put, the game is comedic gold. British humor is often some of my favorite kind of humor, and the Playtonic team nailed it here. Also, a lot of innuendo. Like, a lot. Again, how did this game get an E10 and up rating when A Hat in Time was T? It makes literally no sense. Yeah, I actually have a European physical copy. Why do I have a European physical copy and not an American physical copy? Just look it up on eBay sometime and you'll see what I mean. Look, I love making these videos, but not enough to spend $200 on a game. Yet. So, yeah, the game as a game. Well, it's structured a lot like Banjo-Kazooie, like I said. I go to a world, collect a lot of different things, collect more things to collect more of the other things, rinse and repeat. The big difference is with Yooka and Laylee. Banjo as a bear could punch and use his weight. Yooka as a chameleon is a lot more agile and can use things like his tongue or turn invisible. And while Kazooie was a bird that sacrificed her young constantly, it's a strange game when you really think about it. Laylee, as a bat, uses things like sonar and such. Well, once you buy the abilities. At the start, Yooka and Laylee are almost as featureless as Banjo and Kazooie were in Nuts and Bolts. But by talking to the apparently kid-friendly erection joke, no, I'm not going to get over that. The duo can spend the quills they find on new abilities, like the ones I mentioned among others. And while going to a new world unlocks more abilities to buy, you don't necessarily need to buy them immediately. You're given a lot of freedom to choose how you play the game, and that kind of openness is something I usually really like. It's one of the main reasons I prefer Mario 64 over Sunshine and Galaxy. That and blind nostalgia. You can also find Dr. Puzz in each level to get a transformation, and Rextro to play an arcade-style minigame, just like you could in some of the Banjo games, which is actually part of the big issue here. Yooka Laylee is a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, and while that may seem like it's a positive, it can also be a negative at times. See, like collectathon platformers, spiritual successors also need a right balance between what's new and what's old. And unfortunately, Yooka Laylee stumbles a bit here. The game is basically just Banjo-Kazooie with the serial numbers filed off. Honestly, apart from the different villain, collectibles, and animal abilities, there's nothing really different. Even the main characters' personalities are basically the same as Banjo and Kazooie. A Hat in Time was a game that was able to stand on its own, but unfortunately, Yooka Laylee really can't. The most unique thing was the level expansion system, which was admittedly a good idea. You can use your pages to expand a world, adding new areas and more collectibles. Unfortunately, this isn't always used to its full advantage. Sometimes you'll actually expand the world with new areas, other times you'll just unlock a gate or remove a wall. Functionally, it is basically the same, but it just feels a bit lamer. Now, all that being said, I do still really like Yooka Laylee for what it is, a non-dairy substitute to Banjo-Kazooie. It's never going to replace Banjo in my heart, but it does help scratch that itch. It's a lot of fun, because it's basically Banjo again. But it stands as an example of what happens when you're too similar to your inspiration without doing enough unique to stand apart.
So basically, you in these videos, too similar to people who have been doing this for 5 or 10 years and with nothing special to set you apart, not to mention poor equipment, no experience, absolutely no talent, no lighter sound, horrible.
I get it! Okay, look, Evie, I think I know how to explain to you why I'm making these videos. We'll look at that next time with Yooka Laylee and the Impossible Lair.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you for watching the video. Yeah, usually I'm on screen during these end video things, but yeah, I'm running really late, in case you can't tell. So yeah, here's a very quick audio one. I'm just putting under some random footage. I don't even know what game footage is going to be. It's probably going to be just something random. Maybe it's just these more ukulele footage. I literally don't know. Anyways, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. You probably didn't, but you know, that's fair. Yeah, no, if you like it though, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Give me money. Wait, no, you can't give me money. Give somebody else money. I don't know. Just get rid of your money is what I'm telling you to do. Eventually, it should probably end up in my hands. Well, no, it shouldn't, but it probably will. I don't know. Is this a robbery? Am I robbing you guys? Well, regardless, next video should be up soon. Hopefully it won't take too long. Hoping it'll be up on Friday like it's supposed to be. But anyways, catch you guys next time, and remember, be excellent to each other.